But it's okay. We're not even worried about him. I really want to fight Shakur.
No, we need that Haney fight too, though.
No, I know. That's always going to be there, though. But that's who I want to fight. I want to go from Barrios to Shakur.
Oh, like straight to it.
Yeah.
What, 47?
44.
You're making 44.
I'll make a whole division called 44. Me and Shakur.
44?
He said he'd do it.
No rehydration, though.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a huge fight, too.
Yeah, and I know he's confident, so let's run it.
Shakur at 44. What do you think?
I love the fight. I think that's perfect. I think it'll be a lot of excitement to that fight. It's a big money fight. Ryan Garcia is somebody that comes in there. You never know which version of him is going to show up. So if the good version of him show up, he gets spanked. If the bad version of him show up, he gets spanked. Either way, he don't stand a chance.
But I do have Shakur beating him, though. I do have you beating him.
Yo,
yeah, right back in that mouth. I'll have you looking like a saber gap tooth tiger. Oh my God, I'll do you dirty, bro. I ain't gonna lie. Hey, if I have oh my, here we go. Hey, not the same fighter. Hey, not the same fighter. Not the same. Hey, when I put a beat on you, what are you gonna say? When I put a beat on you, what are you gonna say?
Ryan Garcia boldly called out Shakur Stevenson, confidently claiming that he can match Stevenson's speed and has everything it takes to handle him inside the ring.
I think he's gonna spank me, blah, 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 all this.
Right.
And when I get in there and I start hitting him, it's gonna be a whole, because I'm not one of those fighters that don't have a quick eye. He knows that my eye is quick. He like, I have that same eye twitch that Shakur has, I do. He knows it. We fought in the amateurs. I beat you. Don't even play around. You know I did. They robbed me because of, you know, your coach was doing something with that girl at the USA boxing. Don't think I don't know that. I know this shit. And talking about shit, you shit.
Shakur Stevenson fired back confidently, stating that he's ready to fight Ryan Garcia and will dominate no matter which version of Garcia steps into the ring.
Was a judge putting our fight, but she had like influence on like the judging of the fight.
What about him saying that he thought that you think he really, that you know he really won the fight? How close was that fight?
It was an easy fight. It was not a hard fight. He's lying.
All right, so Shakur Stevenson accepts your challenge, Ryan Garcia, at 144. Yeah. Coppinger says he can't make 44 anyway.
I'll be at his fight. Tell him, talk that.
Shakur Stevenson made it clear that Ryan must realize he is not Devin Haney and cannot be approached or treated casually inside the ring.
I heard that Tio said he was going to do a lot of things to me. He said he was going to knock me out. It sounds good, but Ryan Garcia got to understand one thing that's very important. I'm not Devin Haney. I'm not Devin Haney.
How are you different than Devin Haney?
With all due respect to Devin Haney, he got his game, but my game is at a higher level. My defense is way better. I could stand there in front of guys and defend myself. And I don't think Devin Haney has the type of defense I got that.
I totally agree with you on that. With my kid. I totally agree with him on that. And I like that.
And he's a hell of a fighter.
He's a good fighter, but he's not you. He's not you.
I agree.
He's not you. Is that a fight you want against him, or do you believe that there should be bigger fights on the horizon for you than a Devin Haney fight?
Nah, I think the Devin...
Ryan Garcia confidently proclaimed his plan to completely humble Shakur and hand him a lesson unlike anything he has ever experienced before.
And I thought, wait a second, like the Haney fight is like the one that makes the most sense. Like it's a huge fight. There's built-in bad blood there. You felt like you got screwed in that whole situation. You want it back. Why is Shakur taking like the top now instead of a Haney rematch?
I just think that I'm one of those guys that I will just beat him. And I just think that everybody thinks he's just some savant in the ring, and I'm just here to take that away. That's pretty much what it is. They thought Devin Haney was the same way. He's unbeatable. That's what Eddie Hearn said, right? And then went and beat his ass. Same thing with Shakur. I know people are saying he's pound for pound, this and that, but I don't see it. He gonna have to prove it. I beat him in the amateurs. I'll beat him again, and I will hurt him. You don't understand me? Like, I will humble him.
Shakur Stevenson confidently agreed to fight at 143 pounds, insisting that Ryan Garcia could even come in at 190 as long as the contracted weight is officially made.
Because he's big as hell. Like, That walking around 180. I'm walking around. I ain't gonna tell y'all my weight, but I'm walking around not too far from my weight. So he big as hell. So truthfully, yeah, it can happen. I just think it gotta be at a reasonable weight. And I don't want no like rehydration clause. I don't want nothing that's gonna take away from me actually beating him. So he could come in, long as he make the actual weight, I'll be with it. But it's gonna have to be a lot of testing. It's gonna have to be like some real.
Shakur Stevenson boldly declared that whether it's Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia standing across from him, both will struggle and ultimately be forced to recognize his superiority inside the ring.
Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney.
I would rather fight either or. I think any of these guys get in front of me, they got a lot to deal with.
Who are you here with? Are these people? Who's your manager? I know you got your brother.
My manager is Jay Prince. He not here.
Jay Prince is not here. Let me tell you something right now. I don't like your answers because I want you to get paid. Okay, your Devin Haney's not going to get you paid.
You don't think so?
No.
Why don't you think that?
Because, look.
He's a big name. I'm a big name.
He's not that. Look,
everybody wants to see that fight.
Let me be respectful because I like.
During a heated live exchange, Shakur Stevenson taunted Ryan Garcia by bringing up Rolando Romero, boldly insisting that nobody can defeat him once he steps inside the ring.
No, when I put a beat on you, I'm talking about you. You got no power. You got no power.
And you lost. And
okay,
you still
say
scared
less.
him to this day.
No, you. Bro, I'm gonna knock that gap right back in your mouth. I'm gonna knock that gap into your mouth again. Yeah, you fixed the team. You fixed the team. But I'm gonna knock that right back in. I'm gonna put bam, bam.
It's Shakur's time right now.
Well, hold on, Shakur. How do you answer to those who say you have to have a certain amount of power to keep the elite fighters off you? Because Ryan's saying you don't hit hard enough to keep elite fighters off you. What do you say to that?
I will be Ryan, I will be Tio, I'll be Devin, I'll be all these guys, bro. All these guys are good fighters.
Henry Garcia explained that their immediate focus is locked in on Mario Barrios, while assuring that Shakur Stevenson remains a future target once that challenge is handled.
You know, Mario Barrios. So anything after that, I mean, I could give you my input on there, but, you know, we are looking forward to other fights, and he's definitely on our list.
Yeah.
Definitely.
What type of, I guess, training has this been? Because I know it's been a little animosity because of the Joe Goosen going over and working with. Has this changed the element of how you guys been training? You know, because it's a little personal. So can you describe a little bit how everything's been?
I mean, it's personal for him and Ryan, you know, because he used to train Ryan and all that. With me, I was his assistant, so I worked with Joe. But hey, you know, like he told me before, he's done this. He's done this with other fighters. You know, and I mentioned that it could be an ego thing. It could be something that he just wants to prove. He can do whatever he wants.
Henry Garcia stated that he has reunited with his son, praising his renewed spirit, strengthened discipline, and quiet, invisible confidence.
Always around Ryan about Shakur, and he's saying 144. Do you like that fight?
That's another fight that we anticipate. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, something that we fought him in the amateurs too, you know. So of course, you know, Ryan wants that back because we feel that we got robbed in the amateurs, and we know it, you know, and I know it personally. So because I was in his corner. So yeah, that's be a good fight to
Meanwhile, Shakur Stevenson boldly declared on X, "I'm going to cook Ryan badly. Remember, I said it," signaling both confidence and intensity ahead of the showdown. When Ryan Garcia called him out, Shakur tweeted again, "I love when the tables turn. Set it up though, so I can show you why I'm different." All that talk sounds great. In another post, he added, 144 Ryan, let's do it. I'll be at your fight now. Scrub VTO will be involved, so don't run from that. Ryan Garcia openly criticized Shakur's personality, calling him arrogant and unimpressive outside the ring. He emphasized that while Shakur may earn praise for his skill inside the squared circle, there's little to admire beyond it. Garcia recalled their shared amateur history, highlighting a time when he outperformed Shakur, proving his speed and skill firsthand. This past victory fuels Ryan's confidence as he publicly challenges Shakur, insisting their upcoming clash will decisively reveal who is truly superior. He clarified that his criticism is not personal, but stems from observing Shakur's behavior and demeanor outside of competition.
Too many people, but he does talk like really arrogant shit. And he is a little bit like that in person, you know, ever since amateurs, he's walking around like, you know, his shit don't stink, and it pisses me off. Like, I was in Vegas one day talking to his friend Keyshawn. We were having a great time, great conversation. I simply said, hey, yo, Shakur, come over, blah, blah, blah. He goes, just looks at me and goes, nah, you gotta come over here. Like, some arrogant shit. And I'm like, bro, what is that? We're all just trying to, you know, figure it out. You know, it's just like, you don't gotta act like that, bro. Honestly, he didn't fight good at all. He was scared. He didn't fight. It's so biased. That commentary is disgusting. If Shakur don't throw a lot of punches, he's controlling the fight. If somebody else don't throw a lot of punches, it's, oh man, he's reluctant. Oh, he's hesitant. It's just so biased.
Shakur Stevenson delivered a near-flawless performance against Teofimo Lopez, leaving almost no room for criticism. His execution was sharp, disciplined, and strategically complete from the opening bell to the final round. Typically, even in victory, a small flaw or a lapse is visible. This time, however, nothing significant stood out. Every movement had purpose, and every adjustment appeared calculated. It was the kind of performance that silences doubters, offering no obvious weakness to analyze or debate afterward. In contrast, Devin Haney showcased flashes of brilliance against Brian Norman Jr., particularly early in the fight when momentum shifted dramatically. Dropping the champion in the second round created excitement and suggested a dominant night ahead. However, that intensity did not continue building toward a dramatic finish. After the strong early surge, the performance gradually leveled out rather than rising toward another decisive statement. While the opening rounds impressed many observers, the later rounds felt controlled rather than explosive.
And his performance with Tio, I really had no real critique for him. That's how flawless the man operated. Pause. Right? I really could, like, I can't tell you the last time, like, because normally, even if a fighter wins, there's like a little something like, oh, you know, like even, I'm not trying to throw anyone under the bus, but let's say Devin Haney, right? Devin Haney started off very strong with Brian Norman, and then the performance kind of fizzled out. You did what you did, and you convincingly beat a champion in Brian Norman that some people thought he would be able to knock you out. You dropped him in the second round, had a stanky leg in. So that part was good. But I feel like it didn't really crescendo after you drew first blood and hurt Brian Norman in that.
The contrast between these performances becomes even clearer when consistency is considered. Devin Haney's fight unfolded like a movie that begins with intensity, but gradually loses momentum before reaching its conclusion. Shakur Stevenson, by contrast, maintained pressure, intelligence, and rhythm from start to finish. There was even speculation that he might have secured a stoppage had that precision continued, as Teofimo Lopez struggled to find consistent answers, while Stevenson controlled range, timing, and tempo. Now, Stevenson confidently turns his focus toward Ryan Garcia, asserting that similar dominance awaits him. Public discussion continues to swirl around potential matchups and shifting rivalries, with Stevenson's recent form reinforcing the view that he currently operates at a level few can rival.
Ryan Garcia, for some reason, he's saying that Shakur pooped his pants. And this is not the first time that he said that. So I don't know what's up with that. He says Edgar Berlanga, boxer out of Brooklyn, was in the amateur circuit at the same time. So he was like, ask him, he knows. So what do we know? Ryan wants to fight against Shakur after the Barrios fight, right? Now, I gotta keep it real, like I always do on my channel. Shakur, I don't have a problem with his overall response. What I do have a problem with is he says, Ryan, fight me at 144, which is...
Wade Plemons emphasizes that Shakur Stevenson presents an especially tough challenge for Ryan Garcia. He explains that Shakur is a formidable opponent across multiple weight classes, 135, 140, and potentially even 147 pounds. While it remains uncertain if Shakur will move up to 147, Plemons predicts that he likely will eventually Shakur's skill set, particularly his lead hand, makes him exceptionally difficult to handle. Clemens considers Stevenson to possess one of the most educated lead hands in boxing today, rivaled perhaps only by Alexander Usyk. Ryan does have a strong lead hook, but Shakur's jab is different. It is precise, strategic, and serves not only to set up offense, but also to control distance and maintain a defensive posture. Clemens notes that part of Shakur's effectiveness was evident when Teofimo Lopez repeatedly absorbed the jab without adequate defense. Ryan's options to neutralize it appear limited. Perhaps only a looping left hook over the top might work, though even that is risky and uncertain.
Shakur's just a tough matchup for everybody at 135, at 140, and some of the guys at 147, which I don't know if Shakur's ever going to go. I mean, he will, I think, at some point go to 147, but he's a tough matchup. The most educated lead hand right now, I think, in boxing. Maybe Usyk and him have the best lead hand in boxing. I mean, Ryan has a good lead hook, but Shakur's jab, the way he uses it, to set up offense, the way he uses it to keep defense, the way he used it to keep range. And yes, part of that was Teofimo not having his hands up at all, just keep getting peppered by the same thing. But damn, I don't know what Ryan does that neutralizes it, besides trying to come around the back door with the left hook over the top of it. But even then, we're talking about a looping punch getting there before a straight one. And I don't know if that's going to happen. I'd watch the fight, though. Don't get me wrong. Ryan, if he should beat Mario Barrios, yeah, of course I'd watch him fight Shakur. I just think Shakur's too good for it.
Despite these challenges, Wade Clemens says he would still watch the fight if Ryan Garcia defeated Mario Barrios. He stresses that Shakur Stevenson is currently so skilled that he is considered superior to most opponents. Interestingly, Ryan seems to thrive as an underdog, feeling less pressure when he is not expected to win, when facing champions like Devin Haney.
So many people don't think I'm gonna beat. It's like that Devin Haney effect.
Right.
It's like, you really think I'm not gonna beat this?
You're like a 9-1 underdog.
I think, and this is what now I'm realizing, Ryan's mentality is he loves to be an underdog because there's no pressure. There's pressure on Ryan when he is favored. There's pressure on him when a lot of people want and think he will win. When he fights a Devin Haney, when he fights a Shakur, when he fights guys that are already, multiple division world champions, he's looked at as the underdog. There's no pressure there. He can just go in and fight freely. But when he is the overwhelming favorite, when he has to put it on the line, when he's got the pressure, things flip a little bit. That's what I'm seeing.
Obviously, you were a big favorite against Rolly, and you're a big favorite again against Barrios.
Am I a favorite?
You are a big favorite, but it's a different thing, right? A lot of people in boxing are trying to say, oh...
They respect Barrios.
Yeah, they respect Barrios, and they're saying, well, maybe Ryan, if he's not taking...
on Rolly. Yeah, respect.
Tiger Johnson provided an update on the upcoming WBC welterweight showdown, noting that Devin Haney would no longer appear on color commentary as initially planned. Instead, Shakur Stevenson will join the broadcast, offering insight as someone who trains and spars with top-level fighters daily. This gives fans a unique perspective, as he can discuss fighters he knows intimately. The main focus is Ryan Garcia. Ryan will face Mario Barrios' knockouts against Gervonta Davis, a fact that adds a curious parallel to this highly anticipated matchup.
It's going to be part of this color commentary for tomorrow's WBC welterweight showdown between the guy he's talking about fighting every single day and the guy's talking about fighting him every single day. And King Ryan Garcia, who is 24 wins, 2 losses, no draw, 20 wins by way of knockout. One time in his career he's knocked out, as he's going to take on Mario Barrios, the WBC Mexican star welterweight world champion, who is 29 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 18 wins by way of knockout. He too was knocked out one time in his career. Oddly enough, Mario Barrios' only knockout in his career was to Gervonta Tank Davis. Ryan Garcia only knockout in his career was to Gervonta Tank Davis. Just take that into consideration.
If Ryan Garcia card, which would feature him against Shakur Stevenson, the co-main event would pit Devin Haney, while Rolando Romero to Mario Barrios, plans would shift, making a unification bout between Haney and Barrios the primary focus instead. This means that tomorrow's showdown carries significant stakes, not just for Garcia and Barrios, but for the broader matchmaking landscape of the welterweight division. Tiger Johnson emphasizes that a lot rides on the result, and the boxing world will be watching closely to see how this pivotal fight unfolds.
Had the conversation that they want to do a King of the Ring card. The King of the Ring card will feature Ryan Garcia versus Shakur as the main event, Devin Haney versus Keyshawn as the co-main event, Rolando Rolly Romero versus Conor Ben as the third fight. And then I'm being told that His Excellency Turkey Al wants Jarrell Big Baby Miller versus Jared Big Baby Anderson. But also, there's another major fight that they're looking to put on this card as well. And that fight could be Teofimo Lopez versus Brian Norman Jr. So it could be Teofimo Lopez versus Brian Norman Jr., Rolly Romero versus Conor Ben, Devin versus Keyshawn, then Shakur versus Ryan. But Ryan has to win tomorrow. Here's the